lot more people realize the risk that first responders put themselves in, the risk that they take just to do their job every day. Because, like we have this COVID-19 that's going around right now, but they're always in contact with people who could be really sick with something life-threatening that's contagious. That's always a possibility. People just kind of realize it right now. But no, this is it's crazy. A lot of the times when something is happening worldwide or nationwide, it doesn't always trickle down to Milpitas that much. And this one hit Milpitas like a ton of bricks. It hit all of California like a ton of bricks, but it's interesting having something really hit Milpitas. So
and a lot of our habits that have been affected, right? And through all of this, that I think that this has allowed us to explore different avenues of working, of communicating, of everyday life that we might not have ever gotten the chance to, or might have pushed back off on. And I think that can be seen as a positive. Like now, I hope people will realize that that meeting could have been an email.
Or wow, I can do my job from home. I don't need to show up at 8 a.m. to a desk every day.
Yeah, actually.
Well, that's actually another really interesting thing.
I think,
I think I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of businesses that realize, like, oh, we don't need 5 buildings. Maybe we can just have 2 and have communal cubicles for people who need to come in. But everyone just kind of works from home. If they want to come in, they can, but we can like downscale. And I'm really wondering how many businesses are going to kind of transition over to that. And then, what economical impact that's going to have, because if every company starts having a much smaller footprint, then, that'll be kind of troubling for economic development departments and planning departments.
Yeah. Well, it's part of changes of a growing urban city. I think what all this did, it just accelerated everything, right? Like at some point, the conversation would have been would get there. Working from home. I think working remotely, the less reliance on actual physical workers, that's already a trend, right? I think that if anything, this just made it more salient for everybody to recognize, and where that will take the future of the economy, I don't know, but at the end of the day, though, I think the response to all this, especially for the workers who don't have work that they can do immediately, the response has been relief, right? That some kind of aid to all those workers in the form of financial relief. And it's the same premise of a universal basic income, which a lot of people in industries that have seen the shift from actual workers to autonomous workers, and autonomous technology and whatnot. They pitched universal basic income as something to rectify that.
Well, I mean, what's funny is when Andrew Yang first came out, that he was running for president, and he kind of presented his universal basic income plan, a lot of people laughed at him. And now everyone's like, oh my gosh, Yang was right.
he had a point, and I think it really it's drawing bipartisan support now. So that's one takeaway that I think. Yeah.
Well, I think some people from the Trump administration actually called him up and like studied his plan and like met with him for hours studying his plan. And that's one thing. That's another thing that this has done. If there's a silver lining, is people who would never work together have been working together lately. And if there's a silver lining, I think this kind of might lay ground for Congress actually working together again, because for so long they've been so left and right that they just won't even work with each other. And now they're actually working together. They still have hiccups, obviously, but they're working together. Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump have been working together and actually thanking each other, which is, I've never seen that ever since Gavin Newsom got elected. I've never seen that. Either of them doing either of that. And whether you like Trump or not, it's times like these when you have to be able to work with your president. And I'm actually kind of happy to see that happening. And everyone should, whether you like Donald Trump or not, in a time of crisis, we need to come together and work together and get through it together.